Tonight, Sydney's time to shine. More than 1 million race to secure the best seat in town for New Year's Eve and the greatest show on earth. From the harbour to Paramatta, we are live as revellers stream into the city and the west. A family's New Year's plans destroyed after a horrific accident in Bali. Passengers take matters into their own hands when a man lashes out in the middle of a flight. David Warner gets his SCG swan song, how his teammates are preparing to send him off at his home ground. And signing off on 2023, a year marked by war, a referendum and the waltzing Matildas.
This is 7 News with Robert Ovadia.
Good evening. 2024 is nearly upon us and there are few places in the world tonight that can rival Sydney Harbour. The most dedicated partygoers rose before the sun to snag the best views of our famous fireworks. Here is a live look at the harbour now. It is a bit cloudy with more than 1 million people packed in, waiting for the main event. This year's party promises, though, to be huge. We have reporters in key locations right across the city tonight. Amy Clements begins our coverage.
It was every man and woman for themselves. Pounding the pavement.
Why are you guys running?
Clamouring and enduring, fuelled by their desire to land the best vantage point along our harbour's edge.
And we come here 5 a.m.
We got here at midnight, we were tired, then we saw everyone lying down, so we were like, we're going to camp here for the night.
We have the whole day to sleep now.
And the grey skies didn't deter.
Cloudy is good, if you're wondering about the weather.
I think it's going to be a long day, but it's a pretty good view, so definitely.
Lined up since 6 a.m. and I'm ready for the fireworks.
On the other side of the harbour, people came with days' worth of supplies to weather the wait.
Packed our bags yesterday, took train and got here.
Was up at 4:30. Couldn't sleep because I was so excited about the fireworks.
Makeshift campsites set up.
Woo!
As people came from far and wide.
France. It's midday in England and Sydney's obviously the best, so we always watch on TV.
I took a plane like 32 hours to come here just to see the fireworks.
Those on the water fighting for prime position too.
The eyes of the world will be watching Sydney as we optimistically ring in the new year.
More than 1 million people have packed into the harbour. 425 million will tune in around the world as 8.5 tonnes of fireworks light up the night sky.
When the race is won and you've claimed the best seat in the house, there's nothing left to do but settle in. And for the next 15 hours, you can find me right here.
Playing Uno.
12 hours worth of card games.
Yeah.
Or dancing the last hours of 2023 away.
The party started now.
Yeah, it's gonna be until late.
As the city holds its breath for the dazzling show to come. Amy Clements, 7 News.
As you can see, there isn't a bad seat in the house for tonight's show. Angelique Opie is in North Sydney. Angelique, excitement is building.
Rob, it certainly is less than 3 hours until the first fireworks show, and here in North Sydney the party has well and truly started. The main midnight headline event will include at least 10,000 fireworks with a spectacular display of neon colours, lights and all different shapes. The 12-minute show will be synchronised to a 3-part soundtrack, and for the first time ever, artificial intelligence-generated images will light up on the Sydney Harbour Bridge pylons. Rob, more than a year's worth of planning and preparation, 4,000 hours to be exact, has gone into Sydney's Night of Nights, and no doubt it will be one to remember.
Angelique Opie, thank you. One of the best views, of course, is there, but another good view is at the other end of the coat hanger. We'll go live to Grace Fitzgibbon at Circular Quay. Grace, it's a packed house.
It sure is, Rob. I tell you what, if you have made it into the city, that is a victory in itself. For a lot of people, it has been quite a long journey. And as you can see, there are still hundreds of them flocking down George Street as we speak, trying to snag a front row seat to that world-class light show. And while it may not be an easy feat, the wizards behind the magic have promised us that come midnight tonight, it will all be worth it.
If you are game enough to brave the crowds,
Happy New Year!
pack your brolly and your patience, but leave your car at home.
Ditch the car, use public transport. You'll get right into the CBD. There will be a few closures.
The Harbour Bridge and most of the CBD is blocked off, and soon Wynyard to Hyde Park will be too. In North Sydney, roads around Kirribilli, Milsons Point and McMahon's Point are shut. The majority won't reopen until 3 a.m. Trains and buses won't be stopping at Circular Quay until midnight, so you'll need to catch transport to Wynyard, St James or Martin Place instead. The same goes for Milsons Point. Ferries have stopped on the harbour. After the fireworks, there will be no services on the Paramatta River, Pyrmont Bay, Double Bay or Watsons Bay, but there are limited services back to Manly after midnight.
Allow extra time because there will be a lot of people travelling.
New South Wales Police gearing up for the biggest New Year event since 2018, pulling out all the stops to ensure it's a safe one.
If your intention is to come in and play up, cause disruption to others, you will be removed from your area and you may be arrested.
Eyes on the ground, in the air and on the water.
If you're skippering, watch the drink, stay under 0.05. It's very important.
There's no knowing for sure what 2024 will bring, but the first challenge will likely be getting home.
Everybody wants to get home at the same time, so we do ask people to be patient.
Grace Fitzgibbon, 7 News.
Well, the harbour is certainly very hard to beat, but Sydney's West will give it a shake tonight. Serena Andaloro joins us live now from Paramatta Park. Serena, a great time there too.
Always a great time in the West, Rob. Happy New Year to you. Hundreds of families, as you can see behind me, gathering with their picnic blankets, ready to party a little closer to home. And why not? We've got everything here. We've got food trucks, we've got live entertainment, and would you believe it, sneaky sound systems even playing a set pretty soon. But later there will be family-friendly fireworks here and across Western Sydney in Liverpool, Campbelltown, Fairfield and Penrith. But the party here in Parramatta is getting bigger and bigger every year.
This is the place to be tonight. Sydney's had this for the last 25 years. Now it's Parramatta's turn to put on a showcase at 9 p.m. and it's free.
He talks a big game, that Parramatta mayor, but there is something magic about being able to ring in the new year in your own backyard, Rob.
Thanks, Serena. Enjoy the show. Time to check the forecast now with Amber Layla. Amber, very big forecast. How's it looking?
Well, Rob, we're of course keeping a very close eye on the radar tonight with a few very light showers detected across Sydney today. There is still a light drizzle being detected in some parts, but we aren't expecting anything significant enough to impact the celebration or the fireworks. The state's far northeast, though, has been impacted by severe storms and very heavy rainfall throughout the day. 188 millimetres has been recorded at Coffs Harbour in just 3 hours this afternoon, with more locally intense rainfall possible tonight and into tomorrow. We'll have more details on that later, but back at home we are expecting a few showers across Sydney as we head into the new year. Your full forecast for the first week of 2024, that's coming up soon, Rob.
Thanks, Amber. 2 rail workers have been killed and a truck and train colliding near our border with South Australia. It happened mid-morning. The truck was carrying avocados and was heading east towards Broken Hill. The freight train ploughed into it and derailed at a crossing at Bindara. That ignited a small fire which burned well into this afternoon. The truck driver was not injured. The barrier highway remains closed. As we celebrate the new year, tonight a Sydney woman is desperately hoping to bring her husband home. Kevin Maligan is fighting for his life in Bali after falling off his motorbike. His pregnant wife is with him.
Almost too pregnant to fly, Leah Maligan travelled from Sydney to Bali to be by her husband's bedside.
Getting to just feel him being nice and warm still, and the fact that he can he's still alive. That's all that matters at the moment.
With friends to celebrate the new year, 24-year-old Kevin was a passenger on a scooter that hit a pothole, hurtling him onto the road. He suffered multiple injuries, including a bleed on his brain and a fracture to his neck.
It's something that you just see in movies and you hear of, but you just never think you're going to be in that situation.
At home, family are caring for the couple's toddler, trying to come up with the tens of thousands of dollars needed for his climbing bills.
Because the insurance won't cover it, you've got to pay
every couple of days.
The family now hopes to fly Kevin home to Sydney for treatment here at Nepean Hospital. But that flight will cost more than $100,000, money they simply don't have. So the community is chipping in via a GoFundMe page set up yesterday.
It just means the world. Like, I never thought I'd be in this situation, and I've never been the type of person to ask for money or ask for help. But after seeing the condition he's in and knowing I'm going to be giving birth in 5 or so weeks, it's so important that he's at home.
Jodie Lee, 7 News.
A court has found Nepal's highest profile cricketer, Sandeep Lamichhane, guilty of raping an 18-year-old woman. The leg spinner was suspended as the country's captain after his arrest last year. He is the only Nepalese player to have featured in global 2020 leagues, including Australia's Big Bash. He faces up to 10 years in prison, but his lawyers say he will appeal the conviction. Passengers have overpowered a man allegedly threatening to stab people on board a flight from Bali. The man had already attacked cabin crew. It ignited a mid-air emergency that ended in handcuffs upon landing in Melbourne.
A man unleashes a wild tirade on a packed Qantas flight from Bali to Melbourne. While dozens of passengers are left stunned, others spring into action. The Victorian man allegedly became aggressive just hours into the flight, lashing out at cabin crew and even threatening to stab people on board.
To have that experience on the return flight in the middle of the night would be really disconcerting, upsetting and disappointing to finish off a holiday that way.
It took multiple people to pin the man down, restraining him for the remaining hours of the QF46 flight.
There are tools and techniques and methods available to the crew, from very simple to pretty complicated restraint processes.
Australian Federal Police boarded the plane when it touched down here at Tullamarine, questioning the 28-year-old before he was taken to hospital for a medical assessment. Federal Police wouldn't confirm if he had a weapon or if charges would be laid. Qantas says it has zero tolerance for disruptive or threatening behaviour, with the safety of customers and crew its #1 priority. The airline is now working with authorities as they investigate the mid-air emergency.
The investigation will involve interviewing people who are on board the aircraft and the airline itself, and then if charges are warranted, they'll be made to make sure that this person is made to be held accountable for their behaviour.
Ainsley Kosh, 7 News.
British actor Tom Wilkinson has died. The Oscar-nominated star was best known for his roles in The Full Monty and Michael Clayton. He was 75.
At the age of 75, with 130 screen credits to his name, Tom Wilkinson died suddenly at his home with his family by his side on December 30.
Shut it. Some of us are trying to get a job.
Perhaps best known for his 1997 role in The Full Monty.
You probably wouldn't get another Full Monty. I mean, it's just freakish the way in which it did what it did.
He's been remembered as British acting royalty. George Clooney starred alongside Wilkinson in Michael Clayton.
You are a legend. I'm an accomplice!
And led tributes, saying he was the epitome of elegance. From Full Monty actor Robert Carlyle, truly one of the greats of not only his, but of any generation. Over the course of his nearly 6-decade-long career, he was nominated for 2 Oscars, for In the Bedroom and Michael Clayton, and won a Golden Globe, a BAFTA and an Emmy.
So I suppose I'm delighted.
Leeds-born Wilkinson, known for his work in Shakespeare in Love,
Cut off his nose.
The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel,
It's going to be extraordinary.
Batman Begins,
Now that's power you can't buy.
The Grand Budapest Hotel and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. The actor appointed a member of the Order of the British Empire for his services to drama. Sarah Jane Bell, 7 News.
A community's heart ripped out after a Christmas catastrophe. Coming up, an emotional memorial for a father killed in the pile-up near Lithgow. Claims of sexual assaults from an American reality TV star. Burning rubber and burning anger, the road rage attack at a petrol station. And later, looking back at 2023, the stories that defined an extraordinary year.
My name's Jake. I'm going to sing I Won't Give Up by Jason Mraz. It's my brother's favourite song.
When I look into...
My brother was diagnosed with autism when he was 3 years old.
It's like watching the night sky.
We didn't know how to help him.
Yeah, I won't give up on us.
He didn't know what he needed help with.
Even if the skies get rough, I'm giving you all my...
The music became kind of a tool for that.
God knows we're worth it.
Thanks.
Man, he's lucky to get a brother like you. That was just so beautiful. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
There are singers, then there are idols.
I won't give up.
In that same round, my friend
Upgrading.
scored 6.
This certified pre-owned Toyota comes with a full service history too.
Oh.
There are oh so many reasons to choose Toyota, like certified pre-owned vehicles.
Toyota.
Get ready to sleep well at Maya with 50% off selected mattresses like this Sealy Palace Royale Plush, now $5,399, or this Sleepmaker Lifestyle Medina, now $2,149. Conditions apply.
Maya, my store.
All of us are racers. It's our deadly passion, our terrible joy.
It's days like these. Rediscovering a new freedom. Living in a luxury home. In a luxury world-class resort. This is my time at Palm Lake Resort.
Do you love the smell of brake pads in the morning? Then this is a sale for you. With Bendix Cleanup just $5.99 when you buy 3 or more. And SCA Automotive Batteries 20% off. The Super Cheap Auto Get Your Hands Dirty Super Sale. Make it super. Super Cheap Auto.
It's showtime! The BCF Boxing Day sale is now live. Get the crew sorted with knockout gear at epic prices. Sail on now.
That BCF and feeling is BCF and fun.
Before solar rebates reduce, final opportunity to max out your Sunboost 6.6 kilowatt premium solar system with highest efficiency panels and max available rebate for a last chance 3691. Claim your maximum rebate by December 31.
Call 1300 Sunboost.
Absolutely everything is on sale at Freedom. Right now, get up to 30% off all sofas and furniture and upgrade your outdoors with up to 50% off all outdoor furniture. Hurry, sail on now. Only at Freedom, home of summer. So many hits are exclusive to 7plus. Stream big.
It looks like something out of a demolition derby, but this road rage incident unfolded at a petrol station in Perth in front of shocked drivers. The aggressor can be seen first doing a burnout. He then smashes into the back of a ute, almost tipping it over, then speeds off down the street. The video has been handed to police. The 6-car pile-up near Lithgow, which claimed the lives of 2 fathers, continues to cause anguish tonight. Members of the church David Drozd belonged to wept during a moving service, and Jason McMahon's daughter says she wishes Dad would come home.
Voices raised for Lithgow crash victim David Drozd and his family.
We may never understand the pain that they're going through. We may never understand the...
A devoted church preacher and loving father, he was also a traffic engineer who wrote a report raising concerns about this very stretch where his life was cut short.
A humble servant who would often take the mop after the evening service and mop his floor.
2 of his daughters remain in hospital along with 3 other children. The Drozd family's Kia Carnival collided head-on with a D-Max ute on the wrong side of the Great Western Highway. The driver of the D-Max, Jason McMahon, was also killed. His daughter telling 7 News he may have had a medical episode. He was the kind of person to sacrifice his own happiness for others. He would never hurt himself or others on purpose.
The state's road toll 26% higher than last year. Transport authorities so desperate to understand why, they've brought in behavioural psychologists.
Highway Patrol yesterday catching these drivers doing 174 kilometres an hour, not far from where the deadly crash happened. Serena Andaloro, 7 News.
Russia is blaming Ukraine for a series of deadly airstrikes which killed 20 people. Belgorod is a Russian border city. Its governor claims 3 children were among those killed in the shelling. More than 100 people were also reportedly injured. Moscow says the attack involved the use of cluster bombs. It happened less than a day after Russia unleashed an aerial barrage across Ukraine, which reportedly killed 39 civilians. US singer Paula Abdul is suing a British television executive. She claims he indecently assaulted her. The veteran entertainer says Nigel Lithgow shoved her against a wall and groped her and made other unwanted advances. It allegedly happened while the two worked together on American Idol and also on So You Think You Can Dance. The accused has denied all wrongdoing. He says the allegations go against everything he stands for. The sun is setting on the city and the big show is getting closer. Still to come, the final rush to the harbour for the ultimate party. From youth allowance to vape laws, the changes on the way in 2024. New Year's Eve misery for thousands of travellers stranded by flooding. A lifeline for rural and remote patients, specialist healthcare right at home.
And ahead in sport, the Aussies arrive in Sydney as they prepare to farewell a favourite teammate.
Easy. Jumpstart Pro combines on-the-go high-protein breakfast shakes with your choice of nutritious chef-designed lunches and dinners.
What I love about Jumpstart Pro is that I can have one shake for breakfast and then it's mixed up for the rest of the day with really healthy food for lunch and dinner. I've lost 16 kilos with Light and Easy. I'm feeling great, I'm feeling a lot healthier, I'm feeling a lot more confident.
Visit lightandeasy.com.au now.
With its cutting-edge tech, rear-wheel drive and revolutionary EV platform, the all-new MG4 is like nothing you've ever seen before.
The Good Guys famous knockout sale is on now. Get over $1,200 off this Samsung 75-inch TV, $200 off this high and bottom mount fridge, this Eufy RoboVac only $299, over $400 off this HP Evo laptop, plus more knockout deals at The Good Guys.
It's showtime! The BCF Boxing Day sale is now live. Get the crew sorted with knockout gear at epic prices. Sail on now.
That BCF and feeling is BCF and fun.
Here we go!
Can we land?
You're old enough to do it in the sky now.
But it's gross.
There is no way we're landing.
Are you sure no one's watching?
When, Mallard? Do it now, or we leave without you.
Okay.
Migration.
Get ready to make your move at TAFE New South Wales. Whether it's a move into your first career, a move into something new, a move up, or moving with the times, we've got hundreds of courses to choose from. Enrol now for 2024. Search TAFE New South Wales.
The Myer Stocktake sale is now on, with 40% off the original price of men's fashion by Tommy Hilfiger, Levi's and more, and up to 50% off the original price of selected homewares. On sale for a limited time.
My store.
Airguard has protected Aussies from insects for over 60 years. In comes Airguard Home, protecting you from pests around the house with a targeted trigger spray and biokill technology. Airguard Home. Kill pests, protect the rest.
Returning to our top story, crowds are still pouring into the city ahead of tonight's fireworks. Angelique Opie has one of the best seats in the house at North Sydney. Angelique, not long now.
That's right, Rob. Thousands have gathered here at North Sydney and more than 1 million people are right now eagerly waiting to watch the spectacular shows along our city's foreshore. They'll span over 6 kilometres with fireworks exploding from the coat hanger, the sails of the Sydney Opera House, pontoons and building rooftops. Tonight's festivities are tipped to inject more than $280 million into our economy. Sydney is one of the first cities in the world to celebrate, and what a party it will be, Rob.
Thanks, Angelique Opie. At midnight, new vaping laws come into effect here in Australia. They are described as the toughest in the world to prevent a new generation of nicotine addicts. It's one of many changes being pushed through by the federal government in the new year.
It's the trend that has Australian parents losing sleep. An estimated 1 in 3 teens has tried vaping and 1 in 5 young adults is vaping.
What we're seeing is this industry exploiting our most vulnerable people in our communities.
The dangerous habit is being fueled by disposable vapes imported from overseas.
A lot of the vape products are marketed to suck kids in, to lure them in.
Vaping is linked to seizures, it's linked to lung injuries.
But from tomorrow, bringing them into Australia will be illegal. Under new laws, the only vapes that can be imported will be pharmaceutical products to be prescribed by a doctor, dispensed by a pharmacist to help people quit.
Stopping vapes coming into the country is really, really important, but we need state governments to step up to limit the supply and stop the retail of vapes, particularly to children.
Also from January, nearly 1 million Australians receiving youth, student or carer support will see a 6% boost to their payments to keep up with inflation. Youth allowance will increase by up to $45.60 a fortnight, and Austudy recipients see a similar jump.
I don't pretend this Centrelink boost is a king's ransom, it's certainly not, but it is something reflecting the improvement that people require just to try and make ends meet.
Under work bonus changes, seniors and veterans will be able to earn an extra $300 a fortnight before their pension payments are affected.
We're not forcing people to go back to work, but there's a big chunk of seniors who want to do additional work or, just simply go back to work because of the impact of cost of living at the moment.
Training a new generation of workers will be a focus of the government in 2024. 300,000 fee-free vet and TAFE courses will be rolled out to address the skills shortage. It might be time to book a trip to the dentist or optometrist as private health insurance extras are resetting. And in good news for mortgage holders, 3 of the big banks are predicting rate cuts by the end of 2024. Josh Martin, 7 News.
A driver has been charged after ploughing through a fence and into a house at Ingleburn. Police had ordered him to pull over around 11:30 last night. He did not stop though. The 45-year-old lost control at an intersection, badly damaging the front of a home.
Heard a lot of sirens come out, police running down the driveway, wouldn't let us out the front door.
The driver was arrested. He also returned a positive drug test. New Year's Eve plans were thrown into chaos for thousands of people after Eurostar cancelled its train services. Passengers travelling between London and Paris were stranded when a tunnel flooded beneath the River Thames. It is thought to have been triggered by a burst pipe. Trains are now back up and running, but only after an entire day of services was cancelled. Lessons learned from the pandemic. Next, the health boost delivered to our farthest corners of the state. Named and shamed, the council's drawing the most complaints. The finishing touches to a New Year's celebration watched the world over.
And soon in sport, Rafael Nadal not shutting the door on another go at the Australian Open.
That's growing pain.
2 all-chicken patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles on a sesame seed bun. You heard correctly. It's the Chicken Big Mac. And it's back.
Upgrade your shave with a Gillette Labs razor with exfoliating bar, only $19.99 from Chemist Warehouse. The built-in exfoliation bar removes dirt and debris before the blades to get that close shave in just one smooth stroke. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Come on, Gary. Why stream this when you can have Paramount Plus this holiday? Clipper.
Paramount Plus.
At Repco, we've got your holiday project sorted with our 5-day deals. Like 25% off Repco batteries, Castrol engine oils, Rhino rack, car care, brake pads, oil filters, tools and seat covers. Ends Monday. Only at Repco.
Spotlight's biggest sale ever must end Tuesday. Save 40% off sofa and dining covers, 40% off furnishing fabrics, and 40 to 60% off all curtains and blinds. So you can create it, decorate it, and celebrate it for less. Must end Tuesday. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Did you ever find a place? The King Living Summer Sale is on now. Save up to 50% on Australian-designed indoor and outdoor furniture. This summer, come home to King. Sail on now.
Our teacher taught us about a place called Africa. She say our mamas come from Queens over there.
All I had was my sister, but I ain't seen her in years. I was married to a man I didn't love.
It's time for you to see the world.
You got to stand up.
Now we're talking.
The Colour Purple.
My boyfriend Elliot, he lost his memory. Wherever he is, he's in trouble.
They've done some terrible things.
He must have had a reason.
I'm ready to answer for the things that I've done.
Yes, things have never been so sweet. It's why we're getting under your feet.
Montine PowerGuard Multi kills crawling and flying insects in seconds and protects on surfaces for up to 1 week.
More smart, more safe, more team.
Welcome back. The Central Coast Council is the most complained about in the state by far. That is according to the Ombudsman's annual report. The region copped more than 120 complaints. But per capita, Lane Cove outstrips all others, 155 for every 100,000 people. Some councils are taking issue with the rankings. They say they are inflated artificially. COVID changed many things, healthcare among them, and now a program inspired by the pandemic is being expanded. It seeks to ensure those in the state's far west can receive first-class treatment.
It's healthcare delivered at a distance.
Nick, how are you feeling? Are you in pain at the moment?
Emergency care specialists at RPA Hospital consult virtually on a patient 1,100 kilometres away in Broken Hill.
His observations appear to be stable.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The team work together on broken bones, wounds, rehabilitation and back pain cases, allowing patients to be treated in their hometowns.
It means that they're surrounded by their community and their friends.
Already in place across regional areas since COVID, it's now expanding to the far west.
What we perhaps thought was 20 or 30 years away now became right now.
Improving patient outcomes while also expanding support and teaching services for remote health workers.
It's the phone a friend concept, but it also gives the ability to see, hear and actually assess the patient.
Just because you live at Broken Hill doesn't mean you shouldn't get access to as good as healthcare as those living in Bondi.
Taylor Aiken, 7 News.
Australians made more travel insurance claims in the United States than any other foreign country this year. The data is from Medibank. Other than here at home, the top countries for travel-related mishaps after the US were Singapore and Indonesia. Canada rounds out the top 5. The most expensive claim was from a family that had to cancel their holiday before they even left. They were reimbursed $200,000. First, Jaleesa is back with sport. Jaleesa, he hasn't retired yet, but David Warner's teammates have a fair idea who might replace him.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. They're certainly planning a very big farewell for Warner, but then it's all business as the Aussies search for the new opener next, who Alex Carey thinks can fill his shoes. Plus, from one farewell to another, Rafael Nadal opens up about why he may never play in Australia again. And Manchester United cop one final blow as they end 2023 with a new low.
As the day breaks,
the news breaks on Sunrise.
the unfolding fire emergency. Breaking news, the Middle East is at flashpoint.
Start with what's unfolding.
The winds have picked up massively.
Start with the team Australia trusts.
One of the biggest issues that's facing the country at the moment.
Start with Sunrise.
Every week on the My Macca's app mean more reasons to treat yourself. Whatever it means to you, value means more at Macca's.
You still owe a balance on this semester. I can give you 2 weeks.
What's that about making some money? The wrong with you. You get a job, cheap place to live.
Based on the incredible true story.
They said there was a job included. Here's a question those Ivy League coaches never get.
From director George Clooney.
9 seconds under the course record. Olympic year this year. Olympic year? I didn't realize.
A team of underdogs.
Where's that boat? Sorry, guy. We'll lay it down, coach.
Will make history.
The Americans have the 1996 Olympics.
Show them what I already know.
The boys in the boat.
Anything
Everything designed to carry the human body must be relentlessly refined and tested. The unique Sealy Posturepedic spring system senses and responds, working to align your body so you can get straight into your day.
We won 2.
At UE, more customer satisfaction awards means more cake. It's a satisfaction cycle.
Customer satisfaction is what U-shaped insurance is all about. UE, you insured.
Barbecues Galore Epic Boxing Day deals are now on. Up to 50% off big brand barbecues. Up to 50% off outdoor furniture. And up to 50% off outdoor heating and backyard essentials. Online and in-store. Only at Barbecues Galore.
Spotlight's biggest sale ever must end Tuesday. Save 40 to 50% off all rugs and runners, 40% off cushions and throws by Koo and Logan and Mason, and 30 to 60% off all cookware. So create it, decorate it and celebrate it for less. Must end Tuesday. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Okay, new year, new you, new plan. You order Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Pro. You get a convenient high-protein breakfast shake and you get your choice of chef-designed lunches and dinners. Visit lightandeasy.com.au.
Anaconda's massive Boxing Day sale is on now. Huge savings on camping gear, bikes, kayaks, fishing gear, clothing, footwear and more. Some exclusions apply. Up to 50% off Boxing Day sale on now at Anaconda. Play more and pay less with our 10% price beat guarantee.
Anaconda!
Claire stayed in this amazing hotel and paid this much for her room. Jess stayed in the same hotel and paid a lot less. How? Let's go back. While Claire found her hotel on her usual booking site, Jess found her deal on Trivago. Have a look-see, Claire. Trivago pulls hotel offers from different booking sites in one place, so you can easily compare prices and find your deal. Hotel Trivago.
Get ready to look flawless this festive season with Finishing Touch Flawless Base, just $26.99 at Chemist Warehouse. It gently removes facial hair quickly and painlessly for a smooth, soft and flawless base. Live, look, feel fabulous at Chemist Warehouse.
This Sport Report is brought to you by Sportsbet. Celebrate great mate moments with Sportsbet. Imagine what you could be buying instead.
Welcome back. Australia intent on sending the retiring David Warner out in style at his SCG farewell. With debate over his own place in the team, Alex Carey told 7 News a mature and resilient outlook has kept him clear-headed heading into the final test against Pakistan.
Rolling into Sydney, the final time Usman Khawaja will open the batting with his great mate David Warner. Teammates determined to give him an SCG send-off to remember.
He's one of the greatest teammates that we'll have. He sticks up for you. He puffs his chest out. He plays some amazing shots. He takes the game on. He gets stuck into the opposition.
No change to the squad for Warner's final test. Selectors open-minded about a long-term replacement. Cam Green's second coming could be as an opener.
If he was to get the call up to go up the top and play, no doubt he would be able to grow into that role.
Carey's always retained a safe pair of hands behind stumps. His batting did come under question until a pressure-relieving half-century at the MCG.
And a beautiful way to bring it up.
As you grow older and play games for Australia and I guess learn as a person and have setbacks, you sort of realise what's important and what's not.
In Mumbai, the next generation led the Aussie women's side to a series-clinching 3-run win over India in the second one-dayer. 20-year-old Phoebe Litchfield, the linchpin, top scoring with 63, to go with this screamer in the field.
Touch your feet! Taken! Big wicket! Australians have Jamima Rodrigues!
Annabelle Sutherland, player of the match with 3 wickets.
The belief in her own game is there, and she's always been an outstanding prospect and a real talent.
Brett Thomas, 7 News.
Sydney's erratic weather robbed the Sixers of a potential 5th straight win over the Thunder. Chasing 152 for victory, the men in magenta were cruising at 1 for 34 after 4 overs before the heavens opened. The game soon abandoned, just 1 over short of the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern result being available. Alex Ross was the pick of the Thunder batters, his 44 of 39 balls coming with a big slice of luck after a James Vince catch was overturned.
Really nice nick, to be honest. It's been hard to continue trying to push the score up when we're losing wickets as well, so I think that's something we'll have to continue to talk about within the 4 walls.
Both teams are back in action tomorrow. The Thunder take on the Hurricanes before the Sixers face the Heat. After the news, the Strikers take on the Stars at Adelaide Oval. That's live on 7. Rafael Nadal isn't ready to completely rule out playing beyond this year, but admits it's almost certainly his last time playing down under. The 22-time Grand Slam champion finally returns to the court tonight after an injury-ravaged 12 months.
Always able to draw a crowd, Rafael Nadal preparing for his first match since last year's Australian Open. In the doubles against Aussies Max Purcell and Jordan Thompson at the Brisbane International. Every step here painful.
For such a lot of months, I was not able to have a normal life and enjoy, playing golf or doing the normal things that I like to do with my friends or with my family.
Retirement was an option after injury wiped out 2023, but that doesn't mean he won't change his mind next year.
I can't predict what's going on. If I am here next year, don't tell me you said it's going to be your last season, because I didn't say it.
Players not the only ones still getting back in the swing of things at the United Cup.
Sir, thank you.
The security guards just got lost in the moment there.
Novak Djokovic feeling jolly after Christmas.
Good.
Crashing Team China's press conference.
Make some nice and memorable moments on and off the court, and hopefully kickstart the season in the best possible way for us.
Still feeling the jet lag, but back where he's every chance of a 25th Grand Slam title.
Always felt like that was my happy place where I felt great, other than that situation 2 years ago.
James Manton, 7 News.
The Detroit Pistons will avoid heading into the new year as the worst team in NBA history. They snapped their record equaling 28-game losing streak against the Toronto Raptors today, but only just holding on for a 129 to 127 win.
Feel amazing. Man, I feel amazing. It's been a long time coming, so don't want to go back to where we were.
Detroit's last win was over 2 months ago. Manchester United's miserable 2023 ended with a whimper. The Red Devils signing off their year with their 14th loss of the season, a 2-1 It's the opposite feeling for Aston Villa. They head into the new year only behind league leaders Liverpool on goals after a 3-2 win over Burnley. Manchester City are 2 points back following a 2-0 win over Sheffield United. Chelsea survived a Luton fight back to win 3-2. And you won't see many more unlikely goals than this. Arbroath backup keeper Ali Adams came off the bench against Wraith in Scotland's second division to play as striker, and then he did this. Adams' wonder goal helping Arbroath fight back for a 2-2 draw. Nothing wrong with coming off the bench. I know that feeling.
That is ridiculous. Jaleesa, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Have a good one.
As Sydney prepares for the biggest show on earth, teams in New York have also been hard at work. They're doing final checks for the city's own New Year's Eve celebrations. The Times Square ball has been tested before the world-famous countdown. This year's design will include a bow tie pattern in lights. 1 million people will pack into Times Square for the show, and another billion are expected to tune in around the world. The ball drop has been a New York tradition for more than a century. Well, still to come on 7 News, a look back at the biggest stories of an extraordinary year. But first, Amber's back with the forecast. Amber, what is in store for January 1, 2024?
Rob, it's looking like a bit of a cloudy start to the new year. There are some showers on the way. Your detailed outlook is next.
Creepy at all, eh?
Oh, that sucks.
It's a good thing you're with Budget Direct, Australia's most award-winning insurer. He does love his trophies.
Congratulations.
Insurance solved with Budget Direct.
Who gives you wings?
Now, we all know Kerry's my favorite, then Kev, then David, then Mike. But the rankings can always change.
I just love being out there with you guys. It's the only thing that matters to me.
Barbecues Galore Epic Boxing Day deals are now on. Up to 50% off big brand barbecues. Up to 50% off outdoor furniture. And up to 50% off outdoor heating and backyard essentials. Online and in-store. Only at Barbecues Galore.
The fantastic sale is on now. Save $200 on the Drake 5-seater modular. Get 10% off the Java 6-seater dining table. Save $200 on the Arlo bunk. Shop the biggest sale of the year. Find your fantastic.
Hey, Dad. What's the ocean like?
You were made to remember some days forever. We were made to help you find the best way there.
At Coles, our experts go to great lengths for quality. Here, there, everywhere. It's why our Aussie grazed cattle and lamb roam free in open pastures.
Ladies and gentlemen, your grass is served.
Those tomatoes look amazing.
Yep, ripened on the vine.
Because when you go to great lengths, you get great quality food. Great lengths for quality. That's Coles.
The calm before the storm, because tonight here on New Year's Eve, Adelaide Oval will be packed, Brad Hodge. Strikers versus Melbourne Stars.
One of the special nights of the calendar, no doubt about it. It's great fun to play. Travis Head made a magnificent 100 back in the day 8 years ago. Who's going to be the superstar tonight?
Oh, can't wait. Maxi's in action, plus others on 7.
Back now, here's Amber with Sydney's weather.
Thank you, Rob. Well, it is still looking a little bit grey out there. There's a few very light showers being detected on the radar, but at this stage, it's still looking relatively settled for tonight's big show. Right now in the city, it is 21 degrees. A severe weather warning for heavy rainfall remains in place across the state's northeast. More than 170 millimetres was recorded over 3 hours at Coffs Harbour and Sawtell this afternoon. That locally intense rainfall did lead to flash flooding, slow-moving heavy showers, and some storms are persisting across the region tonight, with warnings 24-hourly totals could exceed 250 millimetres in some parts. If we take a look at the satellite image, that heavy rainfall is being triggered by persistent and very humid easterly winds tracking into this coastal trough, and they're being supported by that upper trough sitting to the southwest. We're not expecting much of a change to this pattern tomorrow. Another trough is set to develop over the state's inland and start deepening on Tuesday before that starts tracking towards the coast, which is forecast to generate more showers and storms for much of the state. But elsewhere tomorrow, Brisbane is expecting showers and a possible storm. A cloudy 27 degrees is forecast in Canberra. Melbourne's expecting a mostly sunny 25 to kick off the new year, while over in Perth, plenty of sunshine, tops of 29. Statewide tomorrow, more heavy rainfall is forecast across the northeast, potentially another 90 millimetres to Coffs Harbour, but conditions are looking relatively settled elsewhere. Tops of 26 tomorrow at Newcastle, 24 is the forecast top at Wollongong. While across the Sydney Basin, light showers are forecast in parts throughout the day, reaching 27 degrees at Penrith tomorrow, 26 is the top here at Manly, 23 tomorrow at Bondi. On the water tomorrow, easterly winds should tend northeasterly, reaching 20 knots during the morning. But back in the city tomorrow for the first day of 2024, under cloudy skies, 26 degrees is the forecast top, with the chance of light showers during the morning and early afternoon. Those showers, though, at this stage are looking more likely across the west. Now, parts of the coast could see clear skies until later in the week. Thursday, though, widespread showers arrive, possibly a storm, but it's not looking too bad out there for everyone celebrating the new year across Sydney tonight, Rob.
Thanks, Amber, and a Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
As we come to the final few hours of 2023, we reflect on what's been an extraordinary year. Who could forget what the Matildas did for us all at the World Cup? There were lows too, many of them, the war in Gaza and the cost of living crisis, which sadly continues into next year. Here is our bookend to 2023.
They say I'm a wanted man.
a Labor ministry sworn in at Government House.
The Australian people always get it right.
The result clear within minutes of the count getting underway.
This is the referendum that Australia did not need to have.
When you aim high, sometimes you fall short.
141 criminal detainees released.
We came to freedom, not prison.
Judges unanimous in their decision. Qantas broke the law.
We have let you down in many ways, and for that I am sorry.
Inflation's too high. We need to keep raising rates, and we will.
13 straight interest rate rises bite.
Australia is in a per capita recession.
There's a lot of people doing it really tough. It's smashing families.
Times so bad, they're reporting stories of students quietly stealing other kids' lunches to get by.
We're failing vulnerable people.
95-year-old Claire died a week after being shocked.
At the time she was tasered, she was approaching police. She had a walking frame, but she had a knife.
Searchers found what's left of the tiny vessel this morning, and the 5 men on board never stood a chance.
Absolutely devastating.
All I could see when I saw that father and son was it could have been us.
One was taking off, the other landing.
The thud of it hitting the ground, I cannot get it out of my head.
No words to explain.
If anybody's still out here, it's time to go!
Look at it fanning that, oh my God.
Just burning, burning, burning.
We'll rebuild, families will come together, but there's a lot of loss here.
Today, they have found 7 people alive underneath that rubble.
So they've just had to take a break from the search because we felt an aftershock. We feel like it's a dream.
Yes. One night everything is changed.
Incident declared. We have a bus rollover, multiple patients.
40 metres, this bus was out of control.
Beyond belief.
They just live over there, you know, it's sad.
Carrying the coffin of his firstborn.
My heart hurts, and I can't deny it. But I know that it hurts deeply because it was deeply real.
Tonight, Israel is at war.
Hundreds of Hamas fighters spilled from the Gaza Strip and swarmed towards Israeli military posts.
They entered to my kibbutz, to my home. They butchered everyone.
Please, please help us.
She was only there one day and they kidnapped her.
It's so very, very
1.1 million Palestinians given 24 hours to leave.
Are you inflicting here collective punishment on the people of Palestine?
Not a single civilian has to die. Hamas merely has to let them go to the safe zone.
Above us, patients, wounded, doctors, all being a human shield.
Yep, let's go. Let that camera roll. Come, Simon, go, go, go.
Cardinal George Pell has died in Rome at the age of 81.
I call you when I need you, my heart's on fire.
L'amato Papa Emerito Benedetto.
Asking the Mother Mary to accompany Benedict in his passage from this world to God.
Give me a
He is our hero. He's like the king of football for us.
Give me a lifetime of promises in a world of dreams.
Actor, writer, and comic genius.
Oh, darling, a lovely little face too. Oh, I bet you were once an attractive woman.
We've lost a great chef, a young dad, a father.
You're simply the best, better than all the rest.
A global superstar, the queen of rock and roll.
Son of B, I'm here to stay.
He was truly one in a million.
Their co-star that had become more than a friend, in their words, he was family.
Tear us apart.
A day 7 decades in the making.
In his name, I come not to be served, but to serve.
74-year-old Charles Philip Arthur George, King Charles III.
God save the King! God save the King!
Look forward to your company in 2024. Have a safe new year. On behalf of the 7 News team, I'm Ovadia. Good night.
Stream 7 News anytime, live and on demand on 7plus and with 7news.com.au. You'll know.
If I've learned